Hello, my name is Michaelyn and today I am sharing my October book haul. So the first ones I'm going to show you are books I got from a used book sale at a library, and then I have some pre-orders and stuff like that. Basically I'm just going to separate it like that, but I'm just going to hop right into it. So the first books I'm going to show you guys are both by Sophie Kinsella and conveniently both have yellow covers, The Undomestic Goddess and 20s Girl. I am not 100% sure what either of these are about, but Sophie Kinsella writes really fun, easy, light reads, and I got these for $1 a piece and they both seem really cute and like fun, fluffy slump reads, so I couldn't say no to these. Next from the book sale, I have The Time Traveler's Wife by Audrey Niffenegger, and I'm excited to read this. I think I saw the movie like years and years ago and I barely remember it. Next, I have The 5 People You Meet in Heaven. It seems like a really nice short read, so I couldn't say no. Again, when you're at a library book sale and everything's like $2 or less, how can you say no to that? And the next one I was so excited about, it is The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak, which I have never read, did not see the movie. I have a really hard time with historical fiction, but there are just so many great things that are consistently said about this book. And then I bought a few hardcovers. The first one I grabbed right away, The Fever by Megan Abbott. I read this book last October and I really enjoyed it. The main reason why I wanted this book is because I am obsessed with this cover. When the book was published in paperback, they changed the cover, and while it's still relevant to the story, I just think nothing does it justice like this, so I had to get it even though I've already read it because I really enjoyed it and I just think it is a cover worth showing off. Then I got Bumped by Megan McCafferty. Megan McCafferty wrote the Jessica Darling series, which they're some of my favorite books of all time. Jessica Darling got me through high school basically. So Megan McCafferty really hasn't written anything else except for this book Bumped, and then it has a sequel called Thumped, and I've always been kind of iffy about reading it, but again, seeing it there in amazing condition, I couldn't say no. And then finally from the book sale, I got Lev Grossman's The Magicians. A lot of people liken it to Harry Potter, but like darker, sexier, druggier. There's actually going to be a show adaptation on Sci-Fi, I think starting next year. The last book from that used book sale day was actually from Goodwill. I was happy to get a copy of The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. I love this particular cover. There are a lot of different covers for this book, so I'm really glad that this was the one I was able to get, and I do look forward to reading this sometime soon. So the next book I have to show you I am super excited about. Of course I never win anything, but I finally did this once. So this is from a Goodreads First Reads contest, and it is an advanced reader copy or ARC of Furiously Happy, a funny book about horrible things by Jenny Lawson. I'm really excited to read a book that handles depression truthfully, honestly, and with humor as well. And now there were 2 books that I actually pre-ordered this month. I had them pre-ordered for a while, so I was really excited to get them. The first one is Rainbow Rowell's Carry On, and I already read this. It's great. I'm going to talk about it in my wrap up, but oh my gosh, I love Rainbow Rowell so much. So the second book that I pre-ordered was Illuminated by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. There's been a lot of buzz about this because it's a really interestingly written book. The dust jacket is see-through and it's gorgeous. This is what the actual hardcover looks like. I'm a little intimidated, I'm not gonna lie, because then it's also got these files and conversations and blanked out things and documents and all this crazy stuff, and I really want to get into this, but I feel like it's gonna take a lot of attention because there's so much going on. Like even here, I feel like if I don't read the outside of this book, I'm going to be so lost. So I look forward to reading this, but I'm also very intimidated, and I think it's going to be quite the experience. And lastly, the books that I'm going to show you are all the books that I bought because I have zero chill. The first book is Sophie Kinsella's Finding Audrey, which I read in July, but I loved this book. It is a really awesome take on anxiety, mental health, medication for mental health, and it's just a book that I knew, I borrowed it from the library. I knew I wanted to have this. I knew there were parts that I was gonna want to go back and highlight. Speaking of mental health, I finally got myself a copy of It's Kind of a Funny Story by Ned Vizzini, and unfortunately Ned Vizzini did kill himself. I think it was last year, definitely within the last year or so, and it's so horrible when someone fighting that battle loses. And so I really just felt like I owed it to him and to anybody with issues and myself to pick this book up. Next up is the, I think it's technically called the Penryn and the End of Days trilogy, or the Angel Fall series. I've heard amazing things about Angel Fall and then iffy things about these, but it's about fallen angels and kind of a post-apocalyptic or dystopian type of thing. Next up, I really bought this book for like the heck of it. I mean, it's been a book on my radar for a while, but it is The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness. And I got this at Target, signed first edition. So it's just got a nice little signature there, which is great. And I love the concept of this. Instead of it being a chosen one story, which I feel like so many YA books are, it's about that person being the one who is going to save the world. This is about the people who are like the friends of the chosen one. And I love the cover, and I heard that it glows in the dark, but I haven't tested that theory yet, but that's pretty exciting. I like when things glow in the dark. I had to get this next book. Not exactly because it's in my wheelhouse or of things that I usually read, or because I've read the author before and really like her work or anything like that, but because it is so freaking gorgeous. And that is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. And the edges of the book, they're black. Ugh, this is so great. It's just so freaking gorgeous. But you know, goes to I'm sure it's great too, but like I had to get this because it was like, oh, you're beautiful. I was pretty excited to buy this, and that is Night Film by Marisha Pessel. It's another one of those books that has some cool like pictures and documents, although not nearly as loaded as Illuminated, but it's a mystery, and I like that there are these added elements to it. As you may or may not know, Stephenie Meyer was celebrating the 10th anniversary of Twilight this year, and then she like shocked everybody by not only releasing this Twilight collector's edition for the 10th anniversary, but writing a gender-swapped version called Life and Death, Twilight Reimagined, and it is a substantial book. This is huge, obviously, and I think it's important to show that it's two books in one. So I'm really curious about this, but I was also really disappointed. I can go ahead and read a sentence in Life and Death and then go to Twilight and see that it was pretty much the same sentence. So it kind of seems like she did a search and replace sort of thing, but I'm saying that from only glancing at the book. At first I was really disappointed, but I think it's going to be worth a shot. So those are all the books that I bought in October. I look forward to telling you about the books I read in October, so keep your eyes peeled for that video coming up soon, and I will see you guys next time.